Hey people, entered here for every 3 faction war. This is Estia Province and Chaos versus Space Marines for the Blue Chaos team. We have Rostam with a Chaos Lord, durable and destructive hero which through objects and cannot be suppressed, powerful offense and disruption, fights mainly in melee combat. This is the Iron Warriors elite scheme. There we go, with their fancy stripes. Where are the stripes? There's your stripes, alongside triple Wipple, Nipple, Slipple, with a Plague Champion, starts off in ranged combat with the damage of a time bolter, can get melee weapons, some decent utility and support, can build turrets and repair, but is very slow. And hey, this name may sound strange to us, but we can't fathom the chaotic ways with our mortal minds. Alongside and rounding off this team is Viking, with a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation. This is the Alpha Legion elite scheme. Red team, cadia stands with a Techmarine, starts off in ranged combat, can also support the structures and repair, even get into some melee. Gonna need to run away here though. Blood Ravens, looks like the Chaos Lord is going to take that side early on. Lomors alongside with an Apothecary, support hero that fights in melee combat by default, begins with a targeted heal and a passive health regeneration aura. We've got some Black Templars with those crazy pauldrons. And rounded off the teams, Dragonis with a Force Commander regular offense, fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. This is the Lunar Wolves pre-heresy scheme. Everyone seems to show up to Estia Province to have their faction wars. Chaos Lord deep in enemy territory. Where's the kill of the week? Must have been used. There it is. Only one model hit though and needs to flee, but did a hell of a lot of work. Killed a Marine, killed a Scout. Now there's some CSM trying to hold it up there. In the mid though, Apothecary is getting stuck into some melee. Plague Champion doing this shooty thing. Force Commander backs away from me. There we go. Gets the battle cry onto those heretics. Doom Blast, not very effective against single entities. I mean, it still suppresses them, which is very useful. Typically you want to Doom Blast a Force Commander, then just run away from him and annoy him, and then you can shoot him with your CSM. Apothecary went down, as you can see there. No power built since cadia stands was under pressure. CSM have been persuaded to leave, but here's some more and some heretics, and the Chaos Lord, no, he's still healing up, taking his time. Very aggressive here from Rostam, and straight back into the face of the Techmarine, not wanting to try and stabilize. Can he finish off this Techmarine if those CSM turn around with some melee? Doom Blast got him low, so they turned around a bit too slowly. Some Corn Worship there boosting the speed of Rostam stuff. Huge amounts of pressure on this west side. We do have a sniper rifle for the scouts. Pick off those CSM pretty nicely and do some big chunks of damage to the Chaos Lord too. Traditionally, Space Marines do very well in this matchup in faction wars. Aside from, was it 2016? When Chaos just won so many matches. But they've been nerfed since then. They've had some upkeep changes and that kind of thing. And it does seem to have affected them in these 3v3 battles at least. Assault Marines getting their jump going, disrupting when they land with 25 melee DPS, and 400 hit points each makes them pretty tough. And these guys supported by an Apothecary when he's on his feet, that is, going to get revive and maybe a level. They keep nerfing the amount of XP you get for reviving, so that might not even level that Force Commander. Nope, poor bastard. Here we see a Combi Flamer up on the Chaos Lord. Powerful ranged weapon. Allows him to punish units as he chases them. And Immolate's pretty useful too. Was that a heal for the Assault Marines there? I think it was. Lomors going to need to be careful. Jumping into these upgraded heretics when the Aspiring Champion is not going to be... Oh, hey, these guys just jumped in. I'm going to say it's not going to be all smooth sailing. These guys going for it, backed up by Scouts. Force Commander standing back. Uses the battle cry, now gets stuck in. Should have been there a little bit quicker. Lomors now jumps, isolating the Plague Champion, but he should be okay. And a decent amount of support here from the west side of the Rostam's forces coming over, recognizing this threat through the mid. And Scouts, yeah, Scouts will drop fast if double CSM starts shooting up, and down they go. Those guys had shotguns too. Triple Wipple, Nipple, Slipple. Appreciates the assist there from Rostam. These guys both have Eternal War, melting those scouts. And we have an aspiring champion for the Heretics, and he is a Chaos Space Marine there at the front with a chainsword, so he can mix it up. Also buffs the health of the remaining Heretics, which in turn means their Doom Blast does more damage, since the damage of the Doom Blast scales off the health of the unit that explodes. Uh-oh. Wow. The Mastercrafted Bolter doing some work. High-powered shot, and then the almost 38 piercing DPS from this thing is a lot. There's a big old jump. Some Nurgle worship. Heretics might get finished off though if they're not careful. 7 hit points on the aspiring champion and they get away. Sorcerer is in there. Does he have walk here and stuff? Nope. Getting knocked over by these Assault Marines. Double CSM helping him out with Eternal War. Yep. More jumping, just staggering those jumps. Chaining them together, keeping things knocked down. But this is a huge amount of pressure from Chaos. You do expect Space Marines typically to be pushed back early on, since they ordinarily tend to fight with just the Scouts and the Tactical Marines before Devastators or Assault Marines come up. You don't usually see another Scout come out in a 3v3 or even another Tactical Marine squad. Turret here now from Cadia stands to try and hold this approach to the power. But now the Assault Marines are out in force. There's 3 Assault Marines on the field now. Should see the Space Marines able to push back quite effectively, especially when you're against double CSM. Double CSM against the early Scout and Tactical Marines is painful for the Space Marines, but now with Assault Marines to jump on them could do some work. You saw a heal there from the Plague Champion. That is the Breath of Nurgle. I don't imagine the actual Breath of Nurgle would be too soothing, but he's making it work. The old triple Wipple, Nipple, Slipple. And yes, I am going to say that entire name every time. It deserves respect. Uh-oh. Scouts with a sniper rifle getting caught by Heretics, and down they go. Lapse in concentration there for Cadia stands. Were they... I'm not sure what they were doing. There's no other attention to be given to stuff. Maybe they were looking at their HQ or what they're going to purchase or something. Devastators are on the way for Cadia stands, and then goes tier 2. Does not replace the Scouts. Tier 2 all around, in fact, aside from Lomors spending heavy power to get double Assault Marines up, as well as some war gear over here, Purification Rites. The melee Heretics have done a superb job so far, despite the amount of Assault Marines around. And the Force Commander, of course, who can really mess them up with his battle cry, although Aspiring Champion really helps with that. We've got some Raptors now for Viking. Jump troops for Chaos Space Marines added in Elite mod, and they can suppress when they land, which is pretty fun. Do a bit more damage than Assault Marines in melee, but don't have quite as much hit points. And these guys get awesome utility in tier 2 with Melter Bomb and the Merciless Strike. But hey, these fellas get a heavy melee weapon. Look at that. It's a giant blood maul thing. Demon Maul, one of those. It's very spiky. And his heavy melee, so you can tear through vehicles with it. Especially like an early transport, get on rear armor. Chaos Lord goes for Mantle of Hate. You can use this to shut down an enemy hero or sub-commander if they get librarians or something. Dragonis with a Dreadnought on the way. Apothecary's down over here. Should get revived though. Is that the Force? No, Force Commander's not coming over. Oh, he needs to defend the power. 2 players over here. Got the Raptors and triple Wipple, Nipple, Slipple's army of double CSM and Heretics. Needs some support, does Dragonis. And hey, here's a Dreadnought. Now, despite Raptors doing heavy melee, they will not want to fight this thing, since it has melee resistance. Will take 40% less damage from the heavy melee damage of the Blood Maul. And before even that, heavy melee, I think only does 50% of its damage anyway to vehicles. Raptors just got whacked out. These all, like 3 of them seem to die at once. I think a bunch of Assault Marines got in, all took a swing, and they all died. Not to mention a Thunderhammer Force Commander now. This could set up a nice counter with a swing in the momentum here for the Space Marines. Sergeants up now. Those Kraken bolts, they could get plasma guns, start doing some serious damage. Down goes the Plague Champion. Really good push back here from the Space Marines. Now fighters on Bloodletters. Those are just spawned by the Sorcerer's demonic circle of summoning thing over there. You can reinforce off that thing, but his units are too far away. In fact, where are Vikings units? They're all the way back here. Trying to hold the VP now is tripled Wipple, Nipple, Slipple. But I think it's going to be at least decapped. Oh, hey, we have double Mark of Zinch CSM for Rostam. These guys do heinous amounts of damage to heavy infantry. Those Inferno bolts are nasty. Force Commander's going to need to try and disrupt. They also have multiple Assault Marines, of course, to jump them. Chaos Lord might want to stick around and help counter-initiate. He's got that Mantle of Hate up and is busy capping. Nice and serene over there, the Chaos Lord. He needs blood all the time. Level 2 Dreadnought already. Helped kill those Raptors, I guess. Got a bunch of XP. Whirlwind on the way. And, wow, a Chaos Predator on the way. Did not notice triple Wipple, Nipple, Slipple going into tier 3. He slipped in with his nipples. I imagine it's just going to be a Mark of Khorne Predator. They're a very, very good generalist option. Or just leave it default. Might get Mark of Zinch to shoot down the Dreadnought a bit more effectively. But any tank would do that pretty much. Hey, speaking of Dreadnoughts, we have a Mark of Khorne Chaos Dreadnought for Viking. The melee variant, very powerful. And of course the Sorcerer can teleport it around and save it. There's the Mantle of Hate doing its thing. Is it called Life Drain? Oh, Drain Life. Taking a lot of damage trying to chase him down. Should be okay. There we see a Razorback. Looks like the Whirlwind was cancelled by Lomors. Got some Stern Guard veterans though. First Company Marines. They can change their ammo to combat all targets. That was a Doom Bolts going in. There's a jump. Everything was infiltrated, but because they saw the Doom Bolts fly out, they knew there was something there. Yeah, this is a bad fight, I think, for Viking. There's a tank to support. Heretics go down. They were busy worshipping. And look at this, a Dreadnought fist fight. Mark of Khorne Dreadnought goes down. Support from those missile launchers. And Vengeance Round Stern Guard help deal with it. We have an Apothecary with Anointed Power Axe, Combat Stims, and Purification Rites. I feel the tide turning for the Space Marines here. Not enough stuff was killed outright. Overcommitted a couple of times here, the Chaos players. Got caught a couple of times in bad fights and didn't get out quickly enough. These Mark of Zinch fighters trying to shoot down a Razorback, not working out too well for him. Because that twin-linked heavy bolter, I mean, it'll kill you. Stand in front of it and let it shoot you. It's not doing an insignificant amount of damage. Another model falls there, kicking off in the mid. Going after the tank, are they? Yep, there's a motor bomb. And there's missile launchers in there as well. Yeah, down it goes. Did not last long at all. We do have some snipers back there. I don't know if triple Wipple, Nipple, Slipple should have stayed in that fight. Down goes the Heretics again. That's like the third time we've seen Heretics caught worshipping go down, I think. Thunderhammer Force Commander having some fun. Sorcerer tries to get in there. Has Vestments of the Warp. Where's he gone? Oh, tying up some Marines. But he has his default weapon, so he's not too scary over there. Ouch. This is scary, though. The Thunderhammer. 387 to 302. I believe they changed this hammer so that it no longer does full damage with its special attack, I think. Chaos Lord was trying to burn down some generators. Persuaded to leave by heavy bolters. Speaking of heavy bolters, we have Devastators here too. Tier 3 for cadia stands and for Dragonis. Triple Wipple, Nipple, Slipple going for some bloodletters. But the Blue Chaos team looking very depleted here. Just 2 units each. How are they going to come back into this now? Rostam with a great unclean one. That'll help you get back into it. And VPs are pretty even. So despite the early pressure from Chaos, they just couldn't quite... You either have to kill stuff and make them repurchase things, which hurts their economy, or really put a huge amount of pressure on their power. And it needs to be a huge amount. Because in a 3v3, where you have 3 players that can rebuild the power, you need to keep them down for longer, I feel like. Or more often. Lots of jumping. Haven't really dealt with these Assault Marines super effectively either. I was expecting some Mark of Khorne CSM. Or maybe a Blood Maul or Lightning Claw Chaos Lord. That hasn't happened. Or a... Oh, we do have a Plague Fist Plague Champion. Speaking of fists, Chaos Terminators just used their Power Fist to take down a Razorback. What is this? Some Loyalist Terminators for cadia stands. Dreadnought mixing it up with Bloodletters who have warp shifted out. There's some Drain Life. And Nation of No Fear on those Marines. Terminators, I think they still have their teleports, so they should be okay. Rostam recovering well with Terminators and the Great Unclean One, but his teammates struggling here. Viking is down to a single CSM squad. They're just getting ripped up by all these jumps. 3 jumps coming in, supported by an Apothecary with combat stims. It's tough going. Remember how I said the Chaos Terminator should be fine? Well, maybe not, because here comes some Assault Terminators from Dragonis. These guys unique to the Force Commander. Being held up slightly by the Great Unclean One. Gonna kill a Force Commander over there. Needs to be careful though. Can the Terminators get away using their teleport again? They do get away, I think. I think they're gonna be alright. I don't think he's gonna chase in. Could probably just chase them into base with Terminators and a Dreadnought and really mess that stuff up. Rostam fighting 3 players. His teammates have to make things happen elsewhere. They are capping the VP, but I don't see a power bash. These guys just took that wreck point. Plague Champion is busting up some scouts. There we go. Great Unclean One's lost a lot of hit points. Missile launcher getting shots in. Whirlwind with its Hunter Killer missile. We've got Cyclone Missile Launcher over here. Some Vanguard Veterans just coming in. Land Raider Phobos for Viking. Triple Wipple Nipple Slipple needs to purchase a thing. So many resources. That was a... What was that? A melter bomb that slowed him down? Maybe. Oh, now we have a multi-melter Dreadnought. That's fun. They're still chasing this big fella. They're going to take him down. No way he's going to get out of it. Down goes the Great Unclean One. That's a very laboured chase. But they got it done. Now the Phobos comes in. With those big old twin-link las cannons. And, look at that. We have a twin-linked bolter on top. Or combi bolter, whatever it's called. Is it going to shoot? There we go. It's shooting. Dirge Caster goes off. Stunning stuff nearby and debuffing it. The stun doesn't last very long. The debuff does seem to persist for a decent amount of time. Now it's gone. Multi-Melter Dreadnought is chasing it and down goes the Land Raider. Did not last long. Very disjointed defense here from Chaos Team. This ball of Space Marine stuff has been rolling. Been rolling for a while now. That Whirlwind went down, I guess. Bloodletters have found some Terminators. They will do a huge amount of damage with their power melee Hellfire Blades, I think they're called. Hell Blades? Something like that. Some kind of hell. I mean, they're on fire. Look at them. That's probably warp fire as well. Not your typical children's fire. Level 3 Dreadnought. Almost level 4. Does it have Dark Age? Maybe. It must. It's got like 1700 hit points. Level 4 Chaos Lord now has Lightning Claws. He's not messing around anymore. These guys coming in with their Power Fists. Also got the Icon of Khorne for some sustain. Heal on hit. 282 to 230. Repairs to the Dreadnought. Gets away just fine. Been very well managed by Dragonis, this Dreadnought, have to say. Terminator's there down to 2 models. Chaos Lord flees. There is a Pestilent Strike. Big old stun. But now all this stuff has a huge amount of damage resistance from the Pestilence Strike. Dragonis calling for a tactical retreat here. Land Raider Redeemer on the way for Lomors. The Chaos team are rebuilding. They've got a couple of Chaos Terminators now. Triple Wipple, Nipple, Slipple. Let's get it right. Now has a Great Unclean One. We saw some subjugated Assault Terminators. Plague Champion now in trouble. Down he goes. And Chaos are not sitting back here. There's an Orbital. Hit some CSM. Not a whole lot else. Great Unclean One's getting low. Getting so very low. And the Sorcerer can't save it with a warp because the Sorcerer's right there. Is it going to be alright? Maybe. Uh oh. Assault Terminator's teleporting after it. What is that? Oh, Circle of Demonic Summoning? Oh no, it's not. It's just Bloodletters teleporting in, helping out. Keep moving, Mr. Plague. Mr. Great Unclean One. He's going to get away. Don't know about these Terminators though. Oh, it's stopped. Stopped for some worship. For some light worship. Yeah, so that was Vikings Terminators, I think. Great Unclean One is going to try and fight here. This is a bad move. Should have kept moving. All the way back to base. Goes down. Big misplay there by a Triple Wipple, Nipple, Slipple. Should have kept on moving. Thought the worship would be enough. But, no. Worship is not going to allow you to just tank through a fight, usually. With that much stuff. Here's the Land Raider Redeemer. Like a mobile base for the Space Marines. Makes them even scarier late game. I'm amazed that the Chaos team have a VP advantage here. Although a double against them is not going to last long. Can they recover again? They did recover for like 5 minutes there. The Space Marines just ran over him again. Here comes a Plague Champion. All very isolated. Space Marines just seem a lot more coordinated in general here. Easier to appear coordinated when you're winning. Plague Champion trying to fight this Dreadnought. But now needs to run. He's level 4. Armor of Pestilence too. That's so much firepower. And then he just jump on you. Oh hey. A Nurgly Imperial Abyss by Triple Wipple, Nipple, Slipple. And a pretty good nuke. Wow. Killed a bunch of Marines there. Dragged in the Apothecary too, level 7. Couldn't quite kill him. Space Marines just keep on marching. Can they take out this Dreadnought? They have some CSM using their Slaughter and Drawing melee weapons. Level 3. Land Raider Phobos on the way for Viking. We'll see if it lasts a bit longer than the last one did. How long these level 4 Assault Marines are able to stick in this fight. They are going to be persuaded to leave now, though. There's a Chaos Lord, level 4. Terminators. I think these are the original ones Rostam called in. They're still around. Oh, good grief. 3 Land Raider Redeemers. Good luck with that. Space Marines could probably just push through to the Chaos Natural and sit there with the Land Raider now. Which might be what they do. Touch of Nurgle on some Bloodletters. Too little, too late, I think. Oh, hey, we have a melee Techmarine. Oh, we did. He got his life drained away by the Chaos Lord. There's one of the Land Raiders coming to help out. The third one is staying mid for now. Plague Champion is not going to be successful, I don't think. More Bloodletters on the way for Triple Wipple, Nipple, Slipple. And another tank for Viking. We do have double Chaos Terminators for Rostam. Maybe they can threaten The Land Raider, I mean, what do you do here? You can't get las cannons because they're just going to get jumped by the Assault Marines and Vanguard veterans. I don't even know if you can get a tank because they have missile launchers, melter bombs. Hard to deal with these Land Raiders now when you're behind. But they'll give it a go. There's an orbital. Phobos is already down to under half hit points, and there's a melter bomb, gets teleported away by Viking and doesn't die. Hold on, did not explode. Bloodletters, are they going to get away? Marco Zeke's Predator trying to take out the Dreadnought, but just can't risk getting closer. 109 to 188. Space Marines finally taking control of this battle. Seems like they've really kind of laboured this victory. Haven't been on the VPs enough. But here they are, on Chaos's natural, chasing down the Phobos. Where's the Melter? Melter? No Melter. Oh, this guy's trying to throw it. There we go. He died to throw that Melter bomb. 87 to 188. Chaos are not giving up here. We see Rostam trying to fight for the west side. Double autocannon Terminators doing their best to wear down the Land Raiders, but it's so difficult. So difficult. Chaos Lord. Can he get a decap? Space Marines are decapping a natural anyway. Does get the decap. But it's also a decap here. It's a no cap game right now. What is this? The Sorcerer teleporting over to their natural. I think that was a malignant blindness for a second there. From the Chaos Lord's global bar. So much resources for Dragonis. Literally can't purchase anything. It's a 1-to-1 cap now. Chaos are still lingering in this game somehow. And well done to them for putting up this fight. Rostam not happy, capped the point. The VIKING point must be a low gothic swear word. 68 to 184. So 1-to-1. You have two Land Raiders on your ass, but they also have a Land Raider and a whole bunch of stuff to deal with over here, Rostam. Vanguard veterans on the way over here. Do they keep the fancy jump packs? We'll see. I don't think they do. These Lunar Wolves, crazy jump packs. Oh, they get single ones. They look like Storm Boys, kind of. Isn't that fun? 1-to-1 cap still. Space Marines are getting the natural back. Assault Marines on the way for Lomors late game. Maybe they want some Vanguard veterans too. This is the Marco Siege Predator from Viking. We have another one here from Triple Wipple, Nipple, Slipple. Can Chaos get a big victory here in this fight? Can this be a big turning point? Would be amazing. If so, down goes that tank. 56 to 183. Can they drop a nuke or something? They can't. They got no nukes. Phobos is too far forward. So slow. Dirgecaster might have saved it, because these guys will have come in and power fisted to death, I think, if he didn't use the Dirgecaster there. They've used their Land Raiders well. Despite their numerical advantage, they have been careful with them. This one's taken a lot of damage though. I see an orbital. Oh, they put all the beams on the same place. I'm not sure who that was. Maybe Cadia? But there's the GG. Chaos team have conceded. Chaos Lord falling at the end, level 5. We had a level 5 plate champion with the Fist. Level 5 Sorcerer, all the 5s over there. Level 6 Techmarine, Axe, Signum and Refractor Field. A level 9 Apothecary was insanely strong in the mid there, Lomors. And a level 9 Force Commander. Well, there we go, guys. Thank you for watching. Big thanks to these players. Lomors sent this game in. I'm not sure how this happened, if it was just an impromptu faction war. It wasn't part of the event, I don't think. So thank you to Lomors for sending it in. And I'll see you next time, guys.